Hello everyone. So I just wanted to pop on real quick to talk about familiar spirits. Now, familiar spirits are spirits that you will see, demons that you will see in your sleep that look like somebody who is either deceased or somebody that is alive. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Now, I had a dream a while back, a long time ago, and it was about my father. My father had passed away in 2020 due to cardiac arrest, and afterward, I had moved into an apartment. Of course, because he passed away, he doesn't know where my apartment is or anything like that, right? So one night, I fell asleep, and before I did, I was talking to God. And I was saying, God, I really want to go to heaven. I really want to have a vision, like a full-blown vision where you take like the spirit out of my body to go to heaven, to experience so many things that all these believers are talking about. Because I was listening to a lot of believers talking about all the visions that they had and the grass and just all the different stuff that heaven felt like, and I really wanted to experience that as well. So I was talking to him and I asked him that. I fell asleep. Now, I didn't know it, and the Bible verse, the dead knoweth nothing, did not come to my mind. Trust me, I was reading my Bible more after this. But basically in the dream, I was not aware that I was asleep when I fell asleep because everything looked exactly the way that it did before I fell asleep. So in the dream, my father, who I didn't know was actually a demon, walked into my room, and I looked at him and I said, Dad, what are you doing here? And he looked at me and he said, God heard your prayer, sweetie. I come to take you to heaven. And I was just so confused and I was conflicted because what? You come to take me to heaven, how, you know what I mean? Anyways, so he had took me by the hand and he was kind of like, quick, like we gotta go, And I was confused, I was conflicted, I wasn't sure what to do. So I was praying to God and it was like a quick prayer and I said, God, please protect me, And he had took me from my room to the kitchen where the sink was. And right before I had woke up, I had a revelation that it was not my father. It was a demon. And he was going to turn on the sink. So obviously he could put my head into it to drown me. And when I woke up, I was like, how did I not think about that verse? Like the dead knoweth nothing, nothing under the sun. Deuteronomy talks about necromancy, I was like, how could I have not thought about that? But I didn't. But I just wanted to give a little testimony to show how deceitful that demons can be. The demon literally looked at me pretending to be my father and said, God heard your prayer. I'm coming to take you to heaven. Very deceitful. The Bible talks about planting the word of God in our hearts so that we don't sin against him, So, and demons, they'll take a hold anywhere. If they can get you consciously or in your sleep, they want you anywhere. So it's always important to have the word deep down in our heart and in our mind. And the second type, I have a paper down here, that's why I keep looking down. The second type of familiar spirit is of a person that is alive and somebody that you know and kind of either communicate with or somebody that you, like an ex, for an example, someone like that as well. You can have dreams sometimes where you'll see your ex-boyfriend and your ex-boyfriend will be trying to tempt you to kind of let's just put it this way, to sin against God. That is another way that a familiar spirit will try to be in your dreams to try to get you to sin against God in your sleep. So, you know, again, the Bible talks about how important it is that we have the word of God planted in our hearts, like deep, you know, so that we don't. And yes, so that's what a familiar spirit is, or that's familiar spirits, like monitoring spirits. And just thought to share that with everyone. And I hope you have a good day, and that if you recognize any of this, there's a lot more to it, but if you recognize any of it, look into it. Something else. God bless.